morning and welcome to Market Opening on our collab show between Business Today and India Today TV. All set to get you all the market opening action. Let's take a look at what's making news in the corporate and financial world this morning. The BJP Alliance's emphatic win in Bihar is likely to push markets higher for a sixth straight session. The Nifty had jumped more than half a percentage point in the last 30 minutes of trade on Friday. Asian markets, a mixed bag. Investors wait for triggers as US agencies begin releasing key indicators, including employment numbers. Chandrababu Naidu sets his sights on making Andhra a global innovation hub, tells Business Today TV in an exclusive chat that he will draw from his legacy of creating Hyderabad's IT ecosystem in the 1990s to ride the next boom in AI, quantum technologies, drones, electronics and green energy. Sees investments of over 30 lakh crores and 50 lakh new jobs in the next 3 years. Spotlight on tea and spices stocks as Donald Trump announces yet another rollback in his tariffs. With rising prices pinching the US consumer, the US president lowers import duty on nearly 200 food and agricultural items, from spices to tea and dry fruits. Defense manufacturers in the private sector are in focus today after a warning shot by the Chief of Defense Staff. General Anil Chauhan wants the industry to show a little more patriotism, says there has to be more nationalism and patriotism in the industry's profit-driven endeavors. Also wants more truthfulness on indigenization figures. It's the end of the road for the penny in the US. Trump administration halts production of 1-cent coins after 232 years. But if you're an investor, get your hands on some of the last set of US pennies minted this week. They may be worth a fortune, with experts estimating they could sell for up to $5 million. All right, let's take a look at the markets set up this morning. First, pull up US markets for you overnight or late on Friday and how they fared, the indicators that they're setting for the week going ahead. Pretty much flat, minor downtick on the Dow as of now as they await more and more economic data coming in. Asia this morning, let's pull that up for you as well and take a look at what's happening there. And then, of course, we'll come to what we're anticipating on the Nifty this morning. Bihar's sweeping mandate is already echoing on D Street, with Jeffries calling it a clean sentiment reset. The big win, they say, puts consumption right back in the spotlight and the market mood is now shifting fast. For more on this, let's also go across to BTTV's Aishwarya Patil, who'll take us through the Jeffries report and really why this is significant. Remember, we've been watching out for the consumption boom, and she's going to be talking us through the details of the report, with Jeffries calling it a clean sentiment reset. They say the big win puts consumption right back in the spotlight and that the market mood is shifting and shifting very fast. So we'll get more on that report in just a moment. Let me also welcome in Shailendra Bhatnagar, Chief Analyst and Editor Markets, and we'll have Aabha Bakaya joining us shortly. Shail, good morning. We've been tracking the index, all through last week, inching up to new highs. What's in store this Monday morning?
Well, a very good morning to you, Aabha. And if a penny can be worth $5 million, then our markets definitely have a good leg up pending in the remaining part of November. So one out is the elections in Bihar. The second is the rally that we saw from a low of 25,740 to almost 26,000 yesterday, which was Friday. A very strong move expected now. We should have a decent close above 26,000 today, driven primarily by large caps, metals, PSUs, defense in particular, and of course the rally now spreading to broader markets like insurance, like mining. A lot of move coming into.
All right, we're going to fix that connection with Shail and go back to him in just a moment, and we'll also have Aabha Bakaya joining us. Ajay, good morning. Tracking the index, steady start, all factors in play are intact. We've got the Bihar momentum also coming in, and Jeffries in particular saying this is going to be a huge fillip. What's your take in terms of where we are headed from here? Close to 26,000, of course. What next?
Yeah, but thanks for having me on your show. Delighted to be back on air with you. Overall, if you see, Bihar is a sentimental positive for the markets. There is policy continuity as well as political stability. If you see the makeup of the central government, out of 293 MPs, 12 are from JDU and 16 are from Telugu Desam. The risk was that if there was an adverse result in Bihar, there could be talk starting again of coalition partners moving out or upping the ante in terms of their demands. Now, all that gets put to rest. So I would say after June 2024, this is the most important, most significant landmark for Modi term 3. This gives a lot of political stability as well as policy continuity and courage to take more policy reforms. I think the formula that came out of giving direct benefit transfers to women and women coming out and voting in large proportion, 72% of the female electorate cast its vote, and they made the difference across caste lines. They made a huge impact. So I think that formula has come out very well, Aabha, and a lot of state governments will be looking at that.
All right, super interesting. I'm going to dive a little deeper into that Jeffries report and pull out some of their top picks as well. Let me go across to Aishwarya on that. Aishwarya?
Well, Jeffries has put out a report post the Bihar elections, and this is their view on that. Of course, they're saying that the big win in Bihar and the couple of other elections since June 2024 that they've won, almost 5 out of 6, they have had a majority. This will give a bit of a consumption boost to the consumption pack, of course, and they've named some of the stocks. But before that, they've highlighted that the direct benefit cash transfers that have been made in Bihar, that in the next 2 to 3 years also we'll see this kind of trend happening in the polls to happen in the next couple of months. Also in the other state elections, that trend could continue, and this could sort of work in a political favor as a big swing for BJP is what they're saying. They're also betting that the next few state elections, including Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Assam, also we could see this trend. And so this will react positively as far as the consumption space is concerned. They've highlighted some of the stocks that could benefit, and the theme includes Bharti Airtel, Vishal Mega Mart, two-wheelers, of course. They've said TVS could be in focus. There could be a consumption FMCG pack. We could see GCPL. We could see Marico, Jubilant. And on the consumer durable side, you could see Crompton Consumers. So these are few of the stocks from this pack that they've highlighted. A good fillip as far as the consumption space is concerned. View here by Jeffries. Back to you.
Fantastic, Aishwarya. Thanks so much. And I'm going to take that question straight to you, Ajay. And we're counting down to opening. But from the consumption basket, an entire gamut that Aishwarya also pulled out from the report, where would you be the most focused?
I think durables and two-wheelers will take off first. Staples, we have seen volume contraction because urban demand went down. Rural demand has held up, and on the back of a good monsoon, rural demand will continue to do well. Urban demand, because of lack of wage growth and the very high youth unemployment, we have seen urban demand lagging. So staples are valuation-wise and volume growth-wise not still in a good zone, but durables and two-wheelers should be direct beneficiaries of this consumption boom. The GST cut of September 22nd has had a good impact on consumption, and I think more on the white goods, electronics, as well as two-wheelers. That's where I would see value and good growth also coming in.
All right, great. So those are some of Ajay's picks from the consumption basket. Let's take a look at the index on opening. A nice spot of green just about, really. So even though we were waiting for some kind of fillip, maybe it'll pick up during the day. But 25,920 is where we're trending at right now, and it's looking good. Nifty Bank is up 0.2% as well. Let's pull up some of the gainers and losers for you and see where the action is at this morning. We've also got a whole host of stocks and news this Monday. We'll run through those. But Hero, top of the charts, as of course we were just discussing and two-wheelers. Kotak Mahindra Bank, Apollo Hospital, some of the other names there. On the upside this morning, we've got Tata Consumer again, up about 0.7% consumption play there. On the downside, we've got IT sitting out, Adani Enterprises, clearly some profit booking coming in there after last week. We've also got Infi down this morning, not lending any support to the index, and some of those metal majors as well. So perhaps that's where some of the pressure is coming in from IT for sure. All right, let's go across to Shell as well. Shell, what are you spotting on opening?
Well, it's a green tick, Aabha, as you mentioned. I'm looking at the advanced decline ratio, fairly strong. 1,200 shares in the green, 500 in the red. Overall, 19 indices are in the green, so it's a good start to Monday. Strong moves coming into transformers and rectifiers. Remember, this was a stock that was trashed all of last week. So another 6% after Friday's 10% uptick. Hospitals are doing well. Narayan Hridayalaya leading the chart, 6.5% higher. Strong moves coming into Garden Reach. So a bit of defense is on the offense. An all-time high for Marico, MCX, City Union Bank and State Bank of India. Aabha.
It is a lot of green on the screen, have to say that. So even though we're not seeing runaway gains, it's pretty strong. And I would say IT, we've got Asian Paints, Indigo, Titan, some of the others there that are keeping a little pressure on the index. But otherwise, we're pretty much flat with a touch of positive bias and lots of green on the screen right now. Let's pull up some of those stocks and news, see if any of those are reacting. We've got KPI Green on an order win. We've got Anant Raj on laying out capex plans. Idea Forge, again order win there. Rane Madras, again order win. Adani Energy Solutions. So lots of activity in the market. Even BL Kashyap, guiding for a 6,000 crore order book. So lots of action in the broader markets on the back of some of these names and what we're seeing coming in when it comes to power, infrastructure, renewables, and so on and so forth. Energy as well. So let me come across to you, Ajay, on some of these themes, because we're definitely seeing that kind of outlay being invested in the markets, lots of buzz when it comes to some of the capital flow in these sectors.
Yeah, absolutely, Aabha. If you look at the September quarterly earnings, the standouts have been cement, again, input costs going down and realizations going up. It's been capital goods, it's been telecom, a lot of oil and gas. Refining margins are really on fire because a lot of refineries have shut down for maintenance. The Russian issues are there where Ukraine is attacking Russian refineries. That output has gone down. And we are seeing refining margins very high, and oil and gas is a direct beneficiary. They are outperforming. Metals have done very well. Again, the year-on-year earnings growth in metals, more than 20%. So these are some of the sectors which are beneficiaries on a global scale which are coming in. IT is a contrarian bet that the AI infrastructure is being put in. Now the end use has to be formulated, and some companies have to help the manufacturing companies, the service companies to make use of this infrastructure where our IT steps in. So there is some contrarian buying happening in IT. Banks and financials have lagged more because whenever interest rates come in, you see a NIM compression in the first 2 quarters. That has hit. So you saw poorer results than anticipated. But going ahead, these stay in a rock-solid economy. They are the funders of the economy. They will catch up again in terms of earnings. So renewables, metals who are suppliers into renewables, power, which will really power up the AI and the semiconductor boost, the entire PLI manufacturing boost. You need power for that. So all those sectors are going to be great beneficiaries.
All right, we've also got a whole host of stocks on the Andhra Pradesh buzz and, Naidu's comments. So whether it's EPAC Durable, also planning expansion in Andhra Pradesh. We've got, for instance, GRSE also signing an MOU with AP for a shipyard, a greenfield shipyard. So that particular pocket is buzzing. We've also got PSUs in the news. Remember, the government may announce the PSU bank reform that they've been talking about, the merger roadmap in April, May. Sources say that they may consolidate those PSU banks in 2-3 tranches across the next few years. They'll see the second quarter results before deciding on those bank mergers. This has been in the offing. We've been talking about it for the last couple of months, and now further clarity gradually emerging in terms of what could possibly be on the cards with regards to this. So that's going to be critical. You touched upon banks, Ajay, but I want to get a further view from you on this and on PSU banks in particular. I think from among the pack, there are really 2-3 that the market seems to be focused on. But I want to get your perspective on what this will mean for the entire pack in terms of value and returns.
Yeah, they're standing in a very good spot. Aabha, overall, if you see PSU banks are a strong buy. They've cleaned up their balance sheets. They have growth capital, and they have an owner in terms of the government, which wants to do a lot of M&As and create value. So overall, if you see right now, the government is sitting on more political capital than it had in 2024, just after the general elections. I think this period until the UP elections, you have a very strong window for the government to push through reforms. And we are anticipating this political capital will be encashed in terms of reforms. So the big PSU banks will be the beneficiaries. They will absorb the smaller banks. And we are seeing that with the top 2-3 really being bid up.
Okay. Kotak Bank also in the news. Remember, they're going to be mulling that stock split on the 21st of November. So just to mark that from the private banking space, keep an eye on Kotak Bank and anything that comes out of that with regards to the stock split news. It's up a little over 1% today. A whole host of pharma stocks, of course, in the news, but I'm not sure they're necessarily reacting on the screens. Lupin with, again, news around an inspection. Same with Divi's Lab. Glenmark launching 10 new injectables in North America. Dr. Reddy's, again, closing a US FDA observation with a green chit there. So a whole host of them in the news. Shell, what else are you tracking in terms of action on opening?
Well, Aabha, I think it's PSUs and PSUs all the way. Look at how Steel Authority of India is moving around 140 to 144 band. Look at how NMDC is now firming up. Within the financing pack, railway giant IRFC is now buzzing in the green. IREDA from the renewable space is doing very well. You have a strong move coming into Massgaon Dock, Garden Reach. So the PSU pack, apart from the banking, is doing immensely well. Look at gains coming into Canara Bank, State Bank of India, in particular Bank of India. This is something that is moving after 3.5 years. So Bank of India is something that needs to be on the top of agenda as far as traders are concerned. This is a very, very good balance sheet and doing immensely well in the markets after a very long gap. So there's a lot of catch up to do as far as the PSU banking basket and in particular Bank of India is concerned. Aabha.
All right, great. Thank you for that, Shell. Now, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has opened the state's most ambitious investment and tech-led revival drive in years, from Space City to Quantum Valley. In an exclusive chat with Business Today TV, he tells us why Andhra Pradesh is back in business and how his reforms aim to deliver real, unstoppable growth. Here's a small excerpt from his conversation with BTTV's Karishma Sudan.
Today I can say proudly, Telugu community all over the world are earning highest per capita income, even better than Jewish. Jewish are wealthiest. Our people are going to cross them. Again today, I had a very bad time. Last 5 years, brand of AP is destroyed. Total institutions are defunct. Financial crisis is deepened. But fortunately, last election, with NDA, thumping majority, historic victory, 94% strike rate, 57% vote. Never in the history in Andhra Pradesh. Even 94, that was a sweeping, big victory, but not this victory. Then confidence is, people are having confidence. Now, how to get it done? I promised Super 6. Then I promised development and also good governance. These were 18 months I worked very hard, systematically. Analyzing future trends now. Now, trend is AI.
Yeah.
Government of India announced some policies. Green hydrogen mission and also quantum mission and also so many initiatives about deregulation of space sector, so many things they announced. I took advantage of it. Now I created space city, drone city and also electronic city and also quantum computer is coming by January and also quantum valley I created. Everything I took advantage. Now I promoted investment consciously. Today I can say proudly, never I imagined, I promised 20 lakh jobs as Super 6. Today I can say proudly, 20 lakh crores investment is coming within 18 months and 20 lakh jobs we are going to create. Today I announced one more important reform, that is escrow account with sovereign guarantee. No investor has to come to any government functionary. Once he started his factory, almost all automatic clearances, free doing business, ease of doing business or speed of doing business, you call anything, you can get it done. His incentives will be guaranteed.
Okay, all about technology there in Andhra Pradesh. Ajay, I think the theme this morning is pretty clear with regards to, of course, we spoke about consumption and how it's rolling out as a theme that we might see across states. Of course, Chandrababu Naidu talked about the big tech play when it comes to Andhra. If you had to leave me with one stock this morning before I let you go, what would it be?
Stock not allowed, Aabha, but India's time is coming. Overall, I'll say we have underperformed for the last 14 months and underperformed hugely. 30% underperformance versus emerging markets based on our valuations, based on earnings drought. Now, on a year-on-year basis, we've grown 15% earnings. In September, December is going to be better. Up to 12 lakh rupees, you're not paying any personal income tax in India. You have GST cuts which have come in. You have RBI which has cut 100 basis points. Hopefully on 5th December they cut again. If they don't, by February they'll cut again. So you have a triple stimulus which has gone into the economy. It's reflecting in the corporate earnings already and the markets will follow. So the EM time has come. Within EM, India's time is just coming. So one script, if you ask me, it's India. It's our time is coming. Next 12 months, 24 months are going to be very good. Next 10 years are going to be very good. So I would say that is the big change that is coming towards us.
Fantastic, Ajay. Always so wonderful to have you with us on the show. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a good week. And we'll, of course, continue to track all the action for you, see as markets pick up during the day, and also keep your eye on those PSU banking names. That's all from us for now. Thanks for watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you on this wonderful Monday morning on which Dalal Street starts on the front foot, 60 points higher on the Nifty. It continues with the last half an hour of trade that we saw on Friday, a nice bump up there, and that bump up is now heading towards 26,000 as far as the Nifty is concerned. A lot of help coming from the Nifty Bank, in particular PSU banking shares, 330 points higher on the Nifty Bank, and the IT index also in the green. Across the board, PSUs are being bid up, whether it's low ticket items in the metal space. Look at how NMDC, how Steel Authority of India are doing. Look at how demand is coming back into low priced high ticket items like IRFC, IREDA. Look at how moves are coming into defense counters. Look at Garden Reach, look at Moscow Dock, and spare a thought and a lot of time on PSU banks. Canara Bank taking it away at 147, fresh 52-week high coming into this space. Bank of India is something that you need to watch. Single digit PE trading below book value. A very well funded QIP happened 3 years ago at 120 rupees. So the stock hasn't done much at that point of time. A fresh record high coming into State Bank of India, into stocks such as City Union Bank, MCX. So the broader thrust in the market is of gains, and we are looking at a consolidative phase on the Nifty, 1 or 2 days of rest, and then perhaps 28,000 is what we are looking at. Joining us on the show is Vaishali Parekh, VP Technical Research and Analysis at brokerage Prabhudas Leeladhar. Good morning to you, Vaishali, and a very warm welcome on Monday. How are you seeing this buoyancy in the market?
Very good morning. I think yes, market has shown us good signs since Friday. We saw a good close, and right now we are very much looking forward to the target of 26,200 to 26,400 levels. So that is the strategy for this week. The near-term support now lies at 25,700, and we look forward to the target of 26,400. As far as Bank Nifty is concerned, that too has crossed the previous high. So now we look forward to a target of 59,200. And I think overall participation is bringing in further conviction that yes, we are heading for an upward bias.
Okay, very well put. Heading for an upward bias. This is what actually is getting reflected fairly strongly in the market when you look at how the advanced decline ratio is moving. At the moment, 1,850 shares in the green versus 725 in the red. So that's a very clear 5:2. 5 shares advancing for every 2 that are falling. All 19 indices, ladies and gentlemen, are in the green, led by none other than the Nifty PSU Banking Index, 1.5% higher, 85.21. Realty, energy, small cap indices doing pretty well, and a very strong move coming into Bank of India. Vaishali, coming to you, a view on this particular stock now gaining momentum, 2% higher at 149.6.
I think yes, it's quite in an upward move, and I think we still see upside going towards perhaps 160. When I'm looking at the weekly chart, also 160, 163 has been the previous high, and right now there is no sign of exhaustion in the stock. In fact, it's adding more strength. So I think continue holding, and to those who would want to buy, then well, with today's lowest stop loss, one can consider going for a target of 160.
That's the move coming in. Last time you saw 149 on Bank of India, it was May of 2024. So ladies and gentlemen, that's a clear 18-month high. And if we dig a little deeper, you look at the monthly chart, this price was last also seen in, how should I say, December of 2018. So multi-year, multi-month breakouts happening in Bank of India. Yes, it's moved for the last 3 months in a row from a low of somewhere like 120, 125 to 149. But the valuation parameters in Bank of India are extremely, extremely palatable for long-term shareholders. We'll keep an eye out on that as well. Vaishali, apart from the PSU banking pack, what else is looking good to you?
Well, if you overall see now, I think the rail sector is picking up momentum. If you look at RVNL, it's already showing strength. Likewise, even Titagar Wagon, so Frontline is showing strength. So I would shift my focus now because technically very well placed. So I think that would be a fair value to start considering these stocks from these levels.
And amongst the Frontline on the Nifty?
On the front line, well, right now I look at Axis Bank, that is showing strength, and I'm also looking at the oil index. So I think I like Oil India from here on. So these are the stocks that I'm looking at right now.
Okay. Anything from the metals pack that catches your attention?
Well, not for the moment. We've already seen a good momentum since quite some time, but right now I'm not seeing any new round of momentum setting in.
Okay. Bank of India, ladies and gentlemen, at a PE of just 6.9, price to book of 0.9 times, and still a dividend yield of 2.77% is rocking in front of you as far as prices are concerned. Let me also just take a detour into how the other part of the market is moving. All-time highs are proliferated by Marico. Vaishali, a view on Marico coming in from you, 2.7% higher. And of course, City Union Bank, State Bank of India, and MCX. Over to you, Vaishali, for Marico.
So, well, Marico opened with a gap up, good results, and showing strength. I think it should continue to do well. We are expecting a target of 780 as a trading strategy. And the other one that you asked me, SBI. SBI continues because overall the full PSU banking sector has been the flavor. So I would say that we continue having a positive bias for SBI as well. I think this about 980 it would be ready for 1020. And the other one you asked me is?
MCX.
Well, MCX also since quite some days we have been seeing a good upward move, and we have in fact also recommended for a target of 9,800 to 10,000.
Let's look at the Nifty PSU Banking Index, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is it the top gainer for today, it's also doing extremely well on the charts for the medium to long term. What you see is 8521, 8512 now. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is almost an all-time high. Yes. We've been tracking this index since 2004. The breakout happened last month when you had seen similar prices in June of 2024. What's the view emerging on the Nifty PSU Banking Index, Vaishali?
The way it's going, it can go towards 10,000 levels.
Aabha joins us back on Business Today television. Very good morning to you, Aabha. Rock and roll on the markets, 25,967 and almost a 400-point rally on Nifty Bank.
Well, banks clearly are, the focal point of today, especially with Bank of India, Canara, SBI. These are the ones at fresh highs. And let's pull those up for you because driven, of course, by all the momentum in the news. Nifty Bank also seeing a fresh life high. So this is really where all the action is this morning, and we've been discussing that with Vaishali as well. Vaishali, we're looking very serious this morning. I can see you staring away at the screen. What's catching your eye? What are you noticing there?
Good morning, Aabha. A lot of opportunities, so can't miss out, right? So, yes, the market is offering quite a bit.
What's looking attractive? Let me get your picks this morning.
Yes, so I mean, I'm focusing on rail stocks. So one of them, what we have recommended is RVNL, already showing strength. So I think once it sustains above 332, I think this could be ready for a target of 360, and stop loss lies at 315. And the other stock I'm looking at is CAMS. It is showing some momentum, but I would wait for this stock to sustain above 4060 levels, because we have seen a couple of times the stock shows momentum and fizzles out. So I would wait for this stock to sustain above 4050 and then look forward to a target of 4400 to 45. The other stock to my liking right now as a recommendation would be also Nykaa. Have a look, it's ready for a breakout. 261 is the price. 255 would be the stop loss for near-term, small trading strategy, and look for a target of 268 to 270.
Well, a lot of strength now coming back into pharma. This is something that Aabha had highlighted right at the beginning. Aurobindo Pharma now 1229, and of course, one of the finest CDMO players, Laurus Labs, still consolidating near fresh record highs, 1007. That's a 4-digit mark that the stock has now climbed back into. Vaishali, views on the high beta item, Aurobindo Pharma, and of course something that's driven by very strong earnings, which is Laurus Labs.
Yes, so Aurobindo Pharma has shown a lot of strength since a couple of days. We saw the stock getting into a corrective move from 1600, and then we saw a good low. So I think it's already got in a trend. 1100 was a very good buying opportunity that the stock has started picking up from. So I would say not in a hurry now. Buying opportunity would be a bit in a dip, say around 1150 levels or so. But for a long term perspective, I think this stock can go towards 1350 to 1400 levels. And talking about Laurus, already an outperformer. So I would say, the bias is still positive, but I would take this with calculated risk with keeping a trailing stop loss, because we've seen a one-way rally coming in, and indicators are already in an overbought zone. So I would now choose Glenmark, or yeah, that would be my pick now.
All right, that's on Glenmark. What a whole host of, infra, power, energy, roads and infrastructure, shipping, defense, all these names seeing huge order book wins, massive capex layouts, so on and so forth. Vishali, from that entire gamut, where are you seeing some amount of opportunity coming in?
Sorry, come again, I missed you.
From the structural play that's shifting towards your capital, infrastructure, defense, rail, roads, from this entire pocket, energy, manufacturing, where are you seeing opportunity?
So yes, we are choosing stocks from all these sectors. So as far as energy index is concerned, of course, Reliance is the front runner. So we would be focusing on that. As far as the capital items are concerned, well, I just spoke about CAMS. Angel One, BSE has already done with its new round of momentum. So I would say now the focus is shifting on CAMS for now. And besides that, well, as I mentioned, rail, that is another sector that I would be looking.
We'll also look at Glenmark, 1895 for you. Fresh updates that are coming in from this company, from the management, is talking about revenues growing at 15% yearly, aim on EBITDA margin moving up to 25%, and it's trying to be a gross debt-free company in the coming time. This is all updates coming in from their con call, and it says that FY26 Glenmark will surely be a gross debt zero company. That's the view that is coming in from the con call. As also it's aiming for 1150 to 1200 crores from third quarter this year, and 4800 crore rupees as next year. That's the top line. Let's look at the Glenmark share. This is something that Vaishali has been tracking for a very, very long time. Glenmark Pharmaceuticals for you, around 200-day DMA. Vaishali, take it away.
So, talking about this stock per se, I would say, well, it's fairly priced. We've seen a good corrective move happened already from the recent high of 2300 levels, making a double bottom at 1800 levels, and it's got into a trend. So, now the near term hurdle lies at 1920. So, I would say it's a buy with support of 1800. Once the stock crosses 1920, that is a technical hurdle that we are looking at. Once we see a cross of 1920, I think this is ready for a takeoff going towards 2000 and higher.
All right. I mean, some of the stocks we've been noticing, we've got Grow, of course, which has been on a continuous uptick. Pine Labs decent today after a slow listing. We've got transformers and rectifiers we've been talking about, and that's, of course, I think some buying at lower levels has been constantly coming in. Tata Motors PV, Vaishali, this one's taking a bit of a knock. Any ideas or clue as to what's happening here?
Actually, you're not very audible. I'm missing you in between. I'm losing out on your. Can you please repeat?
I was asking about the Tata Motors PV unit. Post the delisting. Yes, I mean post the split.
I think it's a miss because it's continuously showing weakness. It's below all moving averages and broken the support level also. So it's a miss.
Okay, that's on Tata Motors.
Aabha, I think the first half an hour has happened. Yeah. And let's just take a view on the Nifty. So we've added another 60 points to Friday's tally, which itself closed above 25,900. So the index is now priming itself up to take on 26,000 this week, definitely. Let's hope the close today is above 26,000 today. That will set the trend for the second fortnight of November. Banks helping a lot, in particular the entire PSU bank, 400 points on Nifty Bank, 379, and of course the entire gamut of PSUs coming up. Market men now looking at this victory in Bihar as a consolidative wave for Prime Minister Modi at the center as well. This is the finest state election that has come in after the June 2024 national election. Aabha.
All right. All right, let's go back to banks for a moment because, again, let's just show them on your screen because that's really where we're seeing a lot of the action this morning. We've already, of course, got Vishali's call on that, but it's looking really exciting. So just want to bring it to your attention once again in terms of what's happening on those banking names, the PSU banks in particular. Also just want to bring up Kotak Mahindra Bank because they're mulling a stock split. So just want to get a recent check on that one from you, Vishali.
Has been in good momentum today, and once we see this, I mean, it's already showing a lot of strength. Near-term support lies at 2050, and once we see the stock sustaining about 2150, I think this would go towards 2200.
Aabha, just can I put in a word on Kotak Bank, please? I'd just like to state that for the last 5 years, the bank has been consolidating in a sideways manner at a time when the Nifty itself has given a stellar return, as also the Bank Nifty. So this is a clear laggard. Not much has happened on Kotak Mahindra Bank since 2020, which was the COVID peak. So fresh changes in at least the pricing of the bank should enthuse investors for the long term, but it's been a very disappointing ride for long-term shareholders. Vaishali, any view on long-term monthly charts of Kotak Mahindra Bank?
Definitely, I'll just have a look. Yeah, so when I'm looking at the weekly chart, I think this is ready for, we are seeing practically a cup and handle formation. So I maintain 2050 should be the support level, and it needs to cross 2300 levels, and perhaps you could see higher levels from there on.
Okay, so that's on Kotak Mahindra Bank coming in. Shall just a comment on the refiners because, we don't talk about them every day, but they've been seeing a good run from the ONC pack. Anything there that's, looking good to you? Even today, we're seeing oil and gas up 0.6%.
Sorry, you'll have to repeat again because I'm not getting, there's no clarity today.
No worries. Let me go across to Shail on that. Actually, Shail, if you could take that for me.
Okay, are we talking about Oil India?
Yes.
Yes, so Oil India, well, it needs to, we are looking at it with, it should get into a trend, but I think it needs to move past 445, 450 levels. Only then I think it's ready for a target of 530. I am also watching this stock quite closely. So for energy index, I'm focusing on Reliance and Oil India as well. So this needs to cross the resistance level, and then we could look forward to a target of 530, 540.
All right, that's where we leave it today on the show. Shali, thanks as always for joining us, and let's see what else the markets have in store for this Monday. We'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.
Chandrababu Garu, I'd like